Here we've got an animal we put into the squeeze chute, properly restrained. This squeeze chute is a hydraulic squeeze chute. Just a regular, the old manual squeeze chute works just as well, and that's what a majority of our ranches are going to have on them. But you can see the first and foremost, the most important thing is properly restrain that animal either in a squeeze chute, or if you've got a group of cowboys that are flanking and throwing those calves, making sure that they're restrained, because that does two things. One is safety of the animal. The second thing is make sure that we don't get anybody hurt. And then finally the third thing is also it gives us a good clear brand. If an animal's moving around, you're going to have a hard time getting a good brand on there. So now we're to the point where we've clipped the hair off the animal. Again, that kind of helps give us a little clearer brand, but it also gives us a guide, especially if we're going to putting in a numbers identification number on this particular heifer. You notice that we've got a brand that's got 3 different digits on it. It's got a 1, it has the 2 and a 3, and then we've got 2 other sets of brands that'll go with that. So you kind of have to work your way through it. Again, pressure and firm pressure is important when we're thinking about the branding, and then you can count to about 10 seconds or so and pull that off and see what kind of brand that you've got. Again, it's going to be kind of a leathery look, tanned hide look for when we put that brand on there. All right, when we think about branding, one of the things I like to do is try to get fairly comfortable when you're branding these cattle. The key thing is when you first apply that brand, especially if the chute, if they've got a little bit of movement in the chute, they're going to jump and they may flinch a little bit. Be careful with that. If you hold it on and you don't have enough pressure on them and they're not properly restrained, you're going to end up smearing that brand back and forth. If you pull off of it after they flinch, just be patient when you go back on that to make sure you get it in the same spot. If not, you begin to smear that brand and it's not going to look well. Those are a couple of key things. I guess the biggest thing when you're branding, the first one that you do will probably not look its best, but it takes a little bit of practice to finally get the hang of it and get the whole art of branding down to make sure you get some good brands, the good looking brand on those cattle.